Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the general wave theory. My name is Stefan Schneider, and this is me. Yeah, I work for the BASF in Ludwigshafen, and this video is about the Cold War and 9/11, and you will see that the wave continues. Yeah, it is plausible to assume that the wave increases in strength with the energy applied. This explains the accumulation in wars where a lot of energy is used. If you look at where in the world wars are being waged right now, and actually somehow always have been, you can simply drive along the 33rd parallel north. There are the familiar names: Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan. Incidentally, there is where the first advanced civilizations of mankind emerged. And along this line, of course, you will also find the United States and China. And I will show you the map. One moment, please. Yeah, here it is. You can see the 33rd parallel. United States, North Africa, Syrian, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and of course China. And it goes in the middle of the truth right now. True, it's in the middle. Yeah, and it is a very important line border because you have the first world with a lot of powerful economics in the north, and you have the poor part of the world in the south of this parallel. Yeah, and the Cold War ended in 1989 with the fall of the Berlin Wall, and 33 years later, the conflict is repeating itself again. Now we have 2022, 33 years later, and the war is warm. It's not cold, it is a warm war because the Russians are really shooting. And I begin with the Vietnam War, the Tonkin incident, and the resolution. And it was, the reasons are faked. Yeah, there was no attack against the USS Maddox. This was a United States Marine destroyer, and yeah, that was a fake. It is in English, you can read it on your own. But this incident was the reason for the Tonkin, Gulf of Tonkin resolution. And yeah, it enacted on August 10th, 1964, and was a joint resolution of the US Congress. And it was the response of the Gulf of Tonkin incident. That was yeah, but that was not a good idea, because the war was a completely failure, a disaster. But it is interesting to know that August the 10th, 1964, was the last. It was a Monday, yes, and it was in the calendar week 33. Yeah. So you have again the beginning of a war with this number. And the war was very expensive. The total cost for the United States were 332 billion US dollar, and 33,000 returnees were unemployed at the end of 1971. And this was teamed by Sylvester Stallone in First Blood. All those guys were outside the society, don't find a job, had a lot of problems, go to jail. And a side effect was that the United States had to cancel. Okay, this is you can prove the number of the returnees. They are unemployed. Here you can see how much money it costs. It was very expensive. It was so expensive that President Nixon had to cancel the gold standard on August 15, 1971. And this was a Sunday, the last day of calendar week 32. And Monday, August 16th, they woke up in a new world. I can show you a website so you can see it is true. Yeah. As Nixon blow up the money, the financial system. They cannot pay anymore in gold. They have so much debt that it was impossible. And here you can see it was Monday, calendar week 33. And at the end of this this item, I will show you a video scene from the movie Full Metal Jacket. So you can see that the number 33 is running through the whole war, through the whole society in Vietnam, because of something that normally each soldier likes. Perhaps you can see it. So this is the video. And here you can see again 33. This is Private Joker, of course. And yeah, Full Metal Jacket. And here's the beer. It is a French beer. And yeah, normally each soldier like to drink beer. GI, Viet Cong, whatever, or civilians. And this is the connecting part in the story. That there is something that each one drinks, yeah, except the children, kids, of course. And yeah, it is 33. Yeah, and the Soviet Union was not smarter than the United States. They made an invasion in Afghanistan, and yeah, with Operation Storm 333, that was the critical to succeed for the campaign. That was they conquered Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. Yeah, I can show you the website. One moment, please. And here it is. You can read it on your own. It is in English. It marked the beginning of that what later became known as the Soviet-Afghan War. Yes, they conquered Afghanistan during Christmas. And it was not a good idea. A very important war machine and a very expensive also was the famous Me 24 Hind, which at that time held the world record for speed with 333 kilometers per hour on a 100-kilometer course. And however, by using Stinger missiles, the Soviets also lost exactly 333 of them during the war. This is addressed in the movie First Blood 3, as well as Charlie Wilson's War, and the Stinger is still in service in the Ukraine. And this was a CIA action. Here you can see the record, 333 kilometers per hour. And this is not the maximum. You can see it here. The maximum speed is 335 kilometers per hour with normal, yeah, wide. And here you can see how much they lost in the war. Yeah, 333 helicopters during the war. And this is very, very important because they are so expensive. Yes. And the Russians cannot change their financial system like the United States made it some years before with when they canceled the gold standard. The Russians became yeah, they had no money. They had the whole system collapsed. And a few years later, in 2000, the UN resolution 1333 accused the Taliban of supporting terrorism, human rights violations, and drug trafficking. And this was the beginning of the next war, the war against terrorism. Yeah, I can show you the website. It is in English. One moment, please. Here you can see it. Yeah. And this was, yeah, the United States and the Russians worked together. But for the Americans, this will be, was not a good idea. Because the war against terrorism was much more expensive than the war in Vietnam, and they lost a lot of people. And when you look at the 9/11, yeah, we had 4 planes, and the leader of those assassins was Mohammed Atta, and he was 33 years old. And yeah, I can show you the website. 33 passengers died at Shanksville crash, and 33 of 236 exterior pilots crashed also when the plane crashed into the VTC-2. Here you can see how old he was, 33 years old. Yeah. Here you can see how much passengers died in Shanksville, 33. Not much, but it's just for the number. And here you can read, yeah, that the plane crash, yeah, with the 33 pilots. And the ensuing war in Afghanistan caused approximately about 335,000 deaths, and approximately 33 million people lived there in 2008 at the height of the German deployment. I am German, so my point of view is a German one. So I can show you the numbers. Yeah, disaster. That was not a good idea to make a war in Afghanistan. And here you can see over 335,000 civilians have been killed as a result of the fighting. And here you can see a document from the German State Department. And yeah, 33 million people live in Afghanistan. Yeah, the NATO has currently about 30 members. The NATO was founded against the Russians, of course, the Soviet Union. And when Sweden, Finland, and Ukraine become members, we have 33 members in the NATO, and this is a noticeable limit, and will definitely, yeah, this will be a problem. Yeah, here you can see the Turkish make a deal. Yeah, 33 terror suspects from Finland and Sweden, and then they can join the NATO. That was the deal. 33 terror subjects. Yeah, and all stuff for military is expensive, and the most expensive thing is currently available for the military in the US Navy carrier, super carriers, with 333 meters length. This is the Gerald Ford class, but it is the same dimension that the Nimitz class has before, and 303 meters. It seems to be the maximum. They don't need more, and it is perfect length for a super carrier. And during the whole war against terrorism, you had Guantanamo, yeah, in Cuba, and the address is very interesting. WW33. This is the address. It's not a fake. You can check it on your own in the internet. You can see it here. Yes, WW33. I can show you the whole Cuban island. Yeah, and this was this famous prison. But the Taliban recaptured Kabul on August 15, 2021. And this is the same date as the Hitler-Stalin Pact and Nixon's decision to abandon the gold standard has. Yes, this is the limit. On this day, the war against terrorism ended, yeah, because the United States and the NATO lost this war. Yeah, because when the Taliban conquered the capital, yeah, this is more than a symbol. This is in fact, when you want to know what happened with the war, yeah, here are the sources, so you can check if it is true or not what I say. Perhaps you have better links, better information, so you can send me them. Yes. This is the end of the video. Thank you and goodbye.